Hello, hello, Amber. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wednesday lives. Don't we love the Wednesday lives?
We love them. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you. I know we had some technical difficulties, so I'm happy that we were able to make this happen. I was worried for a minute there, thinking I was going to do this thing alone.
I know we can see each other, we can hear each other. It's a beautiful day.
That's a beautiful day. So, I just in case for those of you who've never tuned into us, my name is Lacey McCarty. I'm your Las Vegas bestie, your Las Vegas realtor, your Las Vegas lifestyle expert. Amber Coleman here is from Guild Mortgage, one of the top 200 lenders. She is one of the top 200 lenders in the nation. And we're here today to talk about why waiting until spring is the worst idea ever when it comes to buying your home.
Absolutely worst idea ever. Let's talk about it.
Now, we've been talking about this being a bad idea for years, but this year, more than any year, is a even bigger reason why we want to tell you that it's just not a good idea to wait. So, Amber, if I throw that question out to you and I call you and I say, when's the best time to buy a home? When do you say?
If it's right now, I mean, usually the best time to buy the house is November, December. We always say that's the good time. But I would say all the way up until the end of February is the good time to buy. So if you can hit that sweet spot from when the holidays happen at the end of the year and then at the beginning of the year, January, February, because people are still on edge. And so prices aren't moving up. The rates tend to calm down when we get to those points in time for whatever reason, economy reasons and stuff like that. So typically you're hitting that little sweet spot before everybody else is running out. Everybody else runs out before kids go back to school or whatever to buy in the springtime. I don't know what it is. Is it the heat that happens that gets everybody excited about buying?
Well, you know what I really do think it is. First of all, thank you for answering that question. We have been pushing October through February is the nicest, crunchiest, juiciest time for 1,000 reasons. And we're going to go through a couple of them. But if it's not that, right? We're in the January, but it might as well be end of February already. So that's probably getting people a little bit nervous. So I want to talk through some things that we can help you think through. But to touch on your point, I've been really trying to assess how and why this has been a thing across the nation since the beginning of time when it comes to real estate. Spring buying season. Nobody buys during the winter. The reality is that, because we're both from Las Vegas and we get 300 days of sunshine per year, it's weird to us that people would wait to buy a home when the weather's just fine, everything else is great. But people are so dictated across the nation by weather that I've noticed over the years that dictated by weather. Nobody wants to go out to look at homes when it's snowing and it's crazy cold, right? So spring, of course, is the spring buying season. And I think that sentiment travels across the nation and it's applied everywhere, but it does not work here, not in Vegas. It does from a sense that the people who are relocating are thinking of it the same way that they would back home. But we are really fortunate that we have great weather all year and great deals all year. So specifically to this year, Amber touched on it a little bit. We all have been watching the news, following our guts, listening and learning what the heck's going to happen when it comes to the rates. The rates for buying a home this last year have really largely slowed down the market. Everyone thought we were going to crash the market. Remember that, Amber?
Oh, yeah. There was all kinds of articles everywhere, all over the place about crashing. And all of those people have since turned reverse course because they see that the inventory is what's going to be holding us up. But
absolutely.
And I mean, home ownership, I think that things just changed, during COVID that made home ownership much more important.
Absolutely.
And a lot more people bought and builders can't build fast enough. So yes.
Absolutely. So, when we look at this year and we talk about why this more than ever, more than any other year in the past is the one that we really want you guys to take this commentary seriously about, is because we do know the Fed has said we're going to be easing up on rates. We're going to be lowering rates in the coming year. It's an election year, guys. Let's watch that's not, what is it? That movie, Wag the Dog. Let's not let the tail wag the dog. And that's what happens in our world, right? Anytime there's an election year, everyone wants to polish things up and make them look great so that certain parties will get into the office. I don't have any politics to talk about because I don't really have a lot of opinion about that, but I do watch things and I do know how to see pattern. And so this year, knowing what we know, knowing that we already don't have a lot of inventory on the market, right? There's not a lot of houses to be sold. There are new homes and there's still new homes being built, but we have 115 new residents moving to Las Vegas every single day. Did you know that, Amber?
Every day?
Every single day, 115. Most are coming from California, but they're coming from all over. 115 new residents per day. And so with that kind of growth in a city that never slowed down, is never going to slow down, with all the amazing things happening here, it makes no sense to sit and wait for all the big things to happen in the world for you to put your ducks in a row to get ready to buy. The biggest thing that I'm concerned about for people who are waiting to buy until spring is a lot of these incentives that are being offered by the builders, because they've got inventory left over from last year, because they have to keep building to keep their land use permits active, right? So whether the economy crashes or it doesn't, they have to continue to build homes in order to stay in alignment. So we get left with, in a slowed down market like last year, we get left with some inventory. They love getting that inventory off the books at the end of the year. That's why we always encourage you guys to take advantage of the end of year sales. Some of those sales have trickled into this year. So what my biggest concern is by the time someone calls you and I, which they should be doing now, just remind you guys down at the bottom.
Yes, right now.
By the time you guys call, we have a conversation. You then talk to Amber. You have a conversation. You start sending her documents. You start asking questions. A couple weeks to a month could go by, depending on how fast you like to move, right? And so when I said it might as well be end of February, it might as well already be that, because it's mid-January. Yes, already mid-January. And we are really seeing people come off the fence in a big way already, because they're listening to us, but there's not enough people doing it. And I don't think you guys take into account and realize the time it takes to get prepared to buy a house. What are your thoughts?
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, just some people, especially if you're moving in from a different place, right?
Yep.
Like that
Yep.
time's going to move super fast.
Yes.
And the biggest thing I don't want to see people do is I saw it happen last year, where we got to spring and summer and all of a sudden people were having to pay over appraised value again. I
Yep.
thought we were done with that, but we're not, because there's inventory problems right now. So they were paying over appraised value, and they didn't get any closing costs. So they're having to come out of pocket a lot more money, because they waited until the time when everybody else is out looking at houses to buy. So like,
to your point, like I think people don't take into account the process and the timing that it takes. You can't just go look at houses tomorrow. There's a few days and possibly weeks that go by that we need to pull together your information to get ready and get out on the market. So there's timing. Yeah. There's deals that are expiring by the day. As more people come off the fence, the builders are watching that closer than anyone, because they are watching every penny, nickel, and dime that go out the door. Even if it's a slow market, they've got to pace themselves. They see that the people are starting to come in. We've got more. They count foot traffic. They count how many people walk through the door every single day, not just buy. So once they start seeing that tick up, they start pulling those deals off the table. You cannot get the deals that you would get if you just get a little bit ahead of it.
Absolutely. And the foot traffic to the builders' offices has definitely picked up January 1st until today. It's insane crazy. So like, before they run out of those deals where they decide to uprate or take away incentives, then that's the best time to buy, because spring, they're going to lower those back, because whether they give the incentives or not, people are going to buy it.
Yeah. And then the other thing, the rates conversation continues to come back. Yes, we know rates are going to be dropping. And so, but the part that people hate is, well, I have to wait for rates to drop so I can afford to buy more. Really? Because I'm pretty sure we could probably come up with another plan for you. And we have a couple of buyers that are being really smart about this right now. They're saying, if the cost of waiting for me is going to give me a little bit more money, or, the possibility of me getting a little bit more money to spend is what I'm waiting for, because I want to make sure those rates drop. What we're helping them see is we're comparing the cost of waiting to get a little bit more money to spend versus the cost of waiting and having that little bit of money you were going to save have to come out of pocket, because now you're competing with cash above value to just get the damn house. So we've really got a couple of mindsets shifted with our clients, where we're saying, listen, just get a house, get the house. So that then while others are coming off the fence, you're already in the contract process. You've already solidified your plan. You've already solidified your rate, your price, all of that. And then refinance when you get into the house. So that little $100, $200 extra a month to spend might give you what feels like a lot more house you can buy, but that gets dwindled very quickly when people are coming from California with cash in their mattress, ready to lay it on the table and say, I don't care what that they have that extra whatever in their loan approval. I'm a cash buyer, or I'm a loan approval also, but I've got cash to compete above that. It goes away very quickly. So the reality of the situation is, getting into a house is more than getting the house. And then you can refinance. And then in 2 or 3 years, you can go and find the house after you've built some equity in this house.
I love it. If you think about it, like, Okay, so like people that I saw last year do this, like wait until spring to buy, right? They either lost $10,000 in incentives or
Yep.
in price of the house.
Yep.
And like if you look at the rate questions right now, so everybody's saying, I'm going to wait for rates to drop. To drop to what?
Yeah.
Because if we're expecting them to drop to 2 or 3s, there's going to be a really long wait, like forever, for that to happen. So by the time we get to the end of this year, will we drop a half a point? Will we drop a point?
Yeah.
So if you calculate a half a point or a point, because I don't know that we could do more than that,
No, it
simply
would crash
because
the
it
whole
would cause,
economy.
yeah, the inflation would be crazy again. People would be, so there's a balancing act that the feds are doing, and that's what we're looking at. So if it's dropping a half a point to a point, and you're comparing that to $10,000 or even more that was lost, it's going to take you like 6-7 years to make up for what you just saved in rate, or what you saved waiting for the rates to drop compared to what you just paid for the house. So if you do that math, it's going to take you, like, just doing the math on $10,000 on just a regular, like maybe $350,000 house, that's like 6 to 7 years that
Yep.
it'll take you to make that up in what you're going to save in rate if it goes to, half percent to a percent. So don't let rate completely stop you, because there's rate and cost of the house, they go hand in hand. So we
Absolutely.
got to, and I believe right now, before like the end of February, is probably the best time to be able to get out there, because I can see right now that the spring buying market, unless something drastically changes, is going to be a crazy one.
It's going to be bonkers. I was going to take a
Mhm.
vacation. I'm pretty much moving that off the calendar because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be stuck here
Yeah.
doing a lot, running around like a chicken with my head cut off.
Yeah.
Amber, we've done this a couple times now for the last few years, where we like to lean on good old Warren Buffett himself, who once said, for investors to be fearful when others are greedy, and to be greedy only when others are fearful.
Mhm.
Only when others are fearful. I think that only is a strong word in there. And I want to lean on that right now and remind you guys that could not ring more true in any other market than the real estate market, and especially the real estate market that we've evolved to and seen go through over the last 3 or 4 years. So, Amber and I are, I think, in lockstep when it comes to talking about our why and our mission. And our mission is to bring the hope of home ownership to you and deliver it, smack you in the face with it a little bit, honestly, and deliver it time and time again to remind you repeatedly that you can and will be a homeowner someday. You just got to follow our lead. And in this moment, these are when we get even louder. These are the moments we get even louder, and I'm probably a little bit annoying, and I get on my soapbox. It turns into, I don't want to have so many of you who've been watching our content for years, because there's a lot of you, and we're so grateful for it, dreaming a little dream with us, to still sit back and think that you have to wait. And honestly, I don't want to see you guys sitting back at all, because the people who did that 2 years ago pulled themselves completely out of the market because they waited too long, because they were trying to time the market, or they had a preconceived notion about their timeline versus talking to us and letting us come up with other alternative coming up with alternative methods as to how you could approach moving to Vegas, right? You don't have to be the primary resident right away. You could rent it out for a little while. You could take a minute to build the house. You think you're moving next year? Great. Start building a house from scratch now, so that by the time it's ready, there's a lot of ways to go about it, but a lot of people just have a very black and white linear look at how things work. And we don't want you guys to do that now more than ever. The timing of getting ready, it takes time. I promise you. You will not move quickly and move swiftly like you will need to when that spring market hits, if you're not already in contact with us. So just a quick reminder, phone number down at the bottom of the screen. Click the link in the description, of course, as well. We are here for you. We want to make sure that we are sharing this information so that you know that we want to get you prepped, whether you're buying 5 years or 10 years from now. It doesn't matter. Let's start the conversation today, because when that spring season hits and you want to start moving fast, we'll have you locked in and ready to go. So again, wait time, getting ready. Rates, when are the rates going to come down? We don't know. What are they going to come down to? We don't know. But what we do know is just the mention of them coming down has torn us apart already in the last month. We're already, look, do I look stressed today? I'm a little stressed today. I had 14 phone calls yesterday just with people who are waiting and who've been following us for years. So I'm word vomiting a little bit, just because I want to just reiterate the importance of this message to you guys today. It's not about pressuring you to buy. It's not because we're trying to line our pockets. It's because we don't want to see you miss out. We don't want to see you miss out. We don't want to see you overspend. We want to see you love the house you're getting into. We don't want to see you angry that guy next door got it and you had to settle for the one that you have to put all this work into.
Absolutely. I love it when you word vomit.
Thank you. The last point I want to make is, early in the year is when a lot of new free money programs come out and new loans come out, and all kinds of changes are made across the board when it comes to loan limits and credit requirements for loans across the board. Am I right, Amber?
Yeah, we just talked about one the last time we went live. They're like the not only just three free money programs, but there's programs in large that are coming out. Like I'm getting like some of my corporate people are telling me there's big stuff coming, there's big stuff coming, there's big stuff coming. So it typically happens in the first quarter of the year. So
Yep.
so the grant money or just things that help you that you might have been hindered with before that
Yep.
might be coming out as different programs out there. So yes, it's a great time right now. I feel like it's a great year right now to
Yep.
be able to do this because I feel like things are finally moving in the right direction. But even the last couple years, I don't feel like they moved in the wrong direction because the
No.
the housing market was definitely stable and still increasing at a healthy rate,
Right.
the last couple of years. It
Especially
just
when everyone
changed
said it was going to
rapidly.
crash. We didn't even come close to crashing. We actually stabilized and increased a little bit. So
Yeah, it's funny, those same people that talked about crashing, I'll listen to their content right now, and it's like reverse course completely.
isn't that
I'm like,
interesting? And I
"Dang,
don't
you
know
were
about
trying to
you,
get
but
some clicks, weren't you?"
I'm pretty sure that you and I actually have never had to change. Oh, I just shook the camera. I have never had to change our course because we've always just been super blunt and honest about the evolution and how things change and how they move. So not to just toot our horn, but I just tooted our horn anyway.
Toot
So
it, man, toot it.
um, so the other thing I was going to say is we are here for you guys. So, we definitely want to hear your feedback. If you have questions, drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. We want to make sure that we can answer your questions while we're live. We're going to be doing live streams every Wednesday and every Friday, as long as we don't have technical difficulties like we almost did today. So join us again on Friday for our next live stream. What are we talking about Friday, Amber? Let me look at our notes here. Let's see. I think we were going to be talking about, here's what happens when you lie on a mortgage
Oh,
application.
that's a fun one. You guys are
That's
gonna
gonna be a
love
fun one.
that.
So while
All
we
the
sit here and
stories you
encourage
have.
you to fill out the loan application, let's just remind you that there's some things that can happen if you go about it the wrong way. It's actually going to be fun. It's going to be very story based. We're going to share some stories of things that have happened. And so if you guys are true crime fans, or if you guys are just like listening to people make really dumb decisions, please tune in on Friday. We're going to share some fun stories and some horror stories, and we want to just keep coming to you live. But these live streams, again, are here for you. We're going to come with a topic to talk about, but it doesn't mean you can't bring another topic to the table. So with that, I'm going to go over to our question and answer section over here and see what's what. Let's see. We've got Sammy Bowen's here. We got John Harris here live. Boomer's here. Oh, Boomer's asking a great question. Does buying now give you the chance to get a house at a better price instead of getting into a bidding war during the higher demand time? Absolutely. I think you answered your own question there, Boomer. Thank you for participating and helping us keep the conversation going. Absolutely. So not only are the deals coming off the table in the next few months with the builders, all the incentives that you think you can take advantage of, you won't be able to. So lock it in while you can. Beyond that, though, just like we said before, and it's only been a shake of the tree, and we've seen people falling out of the tree trying to hurry up to the buying process because they heard rates were coming down. They didn't see the rates coming down. So imagine what's going to happen when they see the rates coming down. Deals are coming off the table and people are going to come off with cash in hand, ready to bid for whatever they need to get. So we don't want you guys to miss out on that. Great question.
Yeah.
John
Just
Harris.
remember.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, just remember, there's like 4 to 6 million people on the sideline just waiting.
Yep.
So that, yeah.
We're adding 115. That's right, John Harris. 115 new residents to our city per day.
That's crazy.
Period. End of story. Yes.
Oh,
Beach
everybody
all day,
loves
guys.
Vegas.
Everybody loves Vegas. I always said it. Been saying it since I was 9 years old. We were going to be the next New York City. Screw Paris. Screw LA. Vegas is where it's at. And look at what's happening. Here's where it's at. Beach all day says thank you both for putting on the lives, and also says sellers, let Lacey rep you. List your homes now. We need the inventory, sellers. Let's go. Thank you, Beach all day.
We love you, Beach all day. Look at you.
Matt Smith. Matt, I need to get a hold of you. I have a prize for you, and I don't know how to get in touch with you. Send me a DM, or just, if you could, please text me at the number below. I want to deliver your prize from our giveaway in December, and I had no idea how to get a hold of you because you do not seem to have contact information on your YouTube channel. So please text me today if you can, and thanks for joining us today. I wanted to just remind you guys, and Sammy brought this up. I'm so glad she brought this up. Hey, Sammy. Amber, are you licensed in Utah?
Great question, Sammy. Yes, I am licensed in Utah, Idaho, Oklahoma. I'm working on my Florida license. My team's licensed in California, Arizona, and Montana. We're working on spreading out all across the United States.
You know, my friends always say to me, Lacey, you can't be everything to everyone all the time, everywhere. And I said, well, Amber is, so I'm just trying to follow her lead.
Oh, no, I'm not.
And it's a good lead to follow, because the world, if you know, being one of the top 200 lenders in the nation, being someone who delivers such amazing quality experience, so much knowledge, so much, like, you're just an idea girl. You can come up with an idea. You give me two things and you will come up with a game plan that's nobody's ever thought of before. And I just love that. The world deserves you. So yes, we can be everything to
Oh,
everyone
thank
at all time,
you.
everywhere. At least you can with the licensing. So if you guys are, I've even seen Amber get licensed in a state just to serve a client. So
Yeah.
just saying, she's ready and willing to play ball if you need her to come and be your lender in the area that you're looking to buy. So I also have agents in every single state and actually country in this world. I've got agents that I work with that I've personally vetted, that I interview to make sure that, you know, they are going to deliver the kind of experience that I want them to. So if you're looking to sell your house and move to Vegas, or even looking to buy in another area, call me. I'll let you work, or I'll let you have the list of people that I would recommend you work with in your area. I would love to do that. I love connecting good people with good people. So
Yes,
let
I
us
was
know.
gonna say Miss Lacey is friends with everyone all across the United States. So
You
yes, you
know,
can be something to somebody,
I got
everybody.
friends in low and high places. So let's see. Sammy, Sammy's got some good questions here. Sammy says, how long does a grant qualification take? That's a great, I've never asked that question before. Good one.
How long does it take to get qualified for a grant, like a pre-approval for a grant?
Yeah.
You can do it in the same time frame you can in a regular. Well, maybe a little bit longer, because the grants all have different guidelines. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, depending on how much income you have, what your debt ratio is like, what the price point is, like all those different things, what your credit score is. There's different guidelines. So I would say no more than like 24 hours longer than it takes to do a regular pre-qualification. And then those loans, some grants you have to send to them to get approved. Most of them we can just do straight here at Guild. So it doesn't usually take longer to, unless it's one of those special grants, it doesn't usually take longer to get them closed than it does a regular type of loan.
Awesome.
Great
Another really
question.
good question, Matt Smith. I better get a text message from you so that I got it. Thank you for the text message. Thank you. He just put this up, and I love this question. He says, I heard Clark County might be offering new houses for cheap. Do you know anything about that? Have you heard about that, Amber?
Like brand new house, I haven't heard it. Well, I mean, I know the builders are trying to make a push for like more affordable living. So they're
Mm-hmm.
basically they're building houses that are cheaper.
Yep. Well,
Oh,
I
now
just
for
found this article
affordable housing.
when I saw his question. So let's read this together. Let's talk through this, because this is
Okay.
actually great information I wasn't aware of. I knew that they had a grant or a funding, but I wasn't sure what the next steps were. So it's according to they have a $60 million in funding has been made available to go towards affordable housing. According to the news release, the funding will go towards development and rehabilitation of affordable housing in the region through Welcome Home, Clark County's community housing program. So they got the latest supplements of $20 million that are going to be made available in September. So that's this coming year for extremely low income residents. I'm not really sure what that process looks like, but that's the article. And we'll probably keep you guys up to date on this commentary. But yeah, Clark County raised $60 million for affordable housing in Southern Nevada. Nice callback. Again, I really think I need to pull Matt Smith onto the team. I think we need to figure out how to make him come work with us.
I
What do
know,
you
Matt,
think?
you need to get licensed. Come on. I mean,
Really
okay,
great.
so affordable housing. So basically it's people that are under a certain income and then building houses. So I wonder if it's something like Habitat for Humanity, where
Yep.
it's like the self-help type of houses.
Yeah, that could be. It could be. I'll definitely keep an eye on that story and report back for you guys. Really good call to that. I love that. Thanks for alerting us of that.
Yeah, thank you.
Nolans to Vegas. Hey, we've been following each other on TikTok over there. I'm playing on TikTok these days. I don't know if you've been watching what I'm doing, Amber, but I'm having a whole lot of fun over there. I did a
I need to watch. That's awesome.
I did a really cool oyster bar review for the oyster bar over at Durango Station, which is the same oyster bar as Palace Station, the world famous one. It was awesome. Had a super good time there. And then I did a funny one yesterday that was about how I blame Mark Wahlberg for the cold weather in Las Vegas.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You know
I
why?
need to go follow you on TikTok. What am I doing?
So if you're not following me on TikTok, go follow me at Las Vegas Gal everywhere. But I wanted to bring this up. It's so funny. And I'm going to talk about New Orleans to Vegas because it just made me realize we're following each other and I'm getting lots of love. I was saying how every time it gets really cold, because I hate the cold, I was saying how Mother Nature's back on the sauce again. She's drunk again. Someone needs to get her into a program. Let's get her happy, right? She's saying PMSing something, but I always say she's back on the sauce. And then I had this moment where I was like, remembering that Mark Wahlberg lives in Vegas now, and he is always and constantly ever present at random bars around town, serving his Flecha tequila brand. And so I said, it's Mark Wahlberg's fault. He got her drunk. He got Mother Nature drunk. She's back on the sauce, Flecha tequila sauce. Thank you very much. And she's running around following freaking Mark Wahlberg around town because he's constantly pouring that tequila. So it's Mark Wahlberg's fault that it's 38 degrees last night and I can't feel my fingers still. So I'm a comedian and I didn't even know it. Look how funny I am.
You were able to put that all together. I love it. Look at that.
Yeah, my brain works in mysterious ways. Don't look into it.
Yeah.
Vegas says, I'm moving, but I'm doing the rental route first. Need to get to work and get the figure out the income and debt ratio. I'll be calling you as soon as I'm coming in a few weeks to sign a lease and find the job. Love that.
Yes.
Love that you're staying in touch with us in advance. I'm all about it. If you need to rent first, rent first. In fact, please call me. Let's talk about what that looks like so you don't rent a thing or in an area that you don't like or that you're not going to enjoy your best experience. You are here to live your best Las Vegas life. Why would you move here if you're not trying to live that best Las Vegas life? So please allow me to help guide you, even if you're just going to do the renting first. I would love to help you. Let's see what else we've got. Okay. Text sent. Thank you, Matt. Love you so much. So excited to meet you finally. Good to know. Boom. And I have family in Utah and California. Sammy's going to be sending you some referrals, girl.
Hey, Sammy. I'm so excited. She's about to be the next homeowner here pretty soon.
She is. Matt Smith says he's thought about getting a license. Amber, I just got officially excited. I'm going to be meeting you for a cocktail pretty soon.
Yeah. I think there's a calling there for you. Okay.
I think so. I think I've got to spruce up and try to convince him to come and work with us because you are a smart cookie and you always ask really, really good questions. So let's talk, Matt. Let's have cocktails. Let's do it. Or coffee, whatever. I don't have to always push everybody to want to drink. Yes, I do. We live in Las Vegas.
I mean, you have a cocktail sign right behind you. Come on.
I do. Cocktails and a bar right behind me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a problem. It's Mother Nature who has the problem. She's back on the sauce. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap this up today. We wanted to just remind you once again that why waiting until spring to buy a home is the absolute worst idea ever. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Be greedy while others are fearful and be right? No, only when others are fearful.
Greedy when others are fearful and fearful when others are greedy. Yep, you got it. Fearful
only when others are greedy. Yeah. And right now, those who are waiting are being that greedy mindset. So we need you to focus. We need you guys to focus. We need you to get in there. Please don't wait. We don't care if you're moving now or 10 years from now. We just want to talk to you. I just want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. I love nothing more than dreaming a little dream and hearing the excitement in someone's voice when I get to speak to them. I had 14 or 16 phone calls yesterday alone with individual people who all are reaching out about moving to Vegas sometime between now and 10 years from now. And it is, I think it's a selfish, guilty pleasure that I am now admitting out loud that, hearing the excitement in someone's voice and knowing what they're going to be delivered when they actually arrive is like this weird thing that I'm obsessed with. So please just serve my obsession. It serves us all in a good way.
It's a great obsession.
It's a great obsession. It's like, it's just, I don't know. It brings me hope. It gets me excited. It makes me love our city that much more every single day, which I didn't think it was possible. So thank you so much as always for making time for us, Amber. You're the smartest one on this panel. So I'm so grateful to have you here.
Oh my goodness. Come on.
No, you are. I wasn't fishing. I mean it. You are the smartest one. You make us all smarter every time you open your mouth. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so honestly grateful for all of you who tune in and support us every single week. We have a lot of the same viewers. We also have some newbies that show up every now and then. And if you're watching this on replay, join us live. We're here Wednesdays at noon Pacific Standard and Fridays at noon Pacific Standard. Join us live sometime. Join the banter. You guys know I get crazy. I sing and dance sometimes. I try to make it a good time for all. At the end of the video, at the end of the day, our videos really do bring a lot of hope. And I'm so grateful that we have the chance to do this. So let us know. Reach out. Let's talk. Text me. Call me.
We love talking to you. We want to talk to you. We want to see you get into your home. We really do feel like everybody deserves home ownership. Renting sucks. Let's do it. Let's
Oh
get
my
you
God.
into
Can we just
something.
start making that like our motto? Renting sucks. Call me. Let's put that.
Yes.
We're going to do a renting sucks, some sort of an event here in Vegas at some point this year. We got to do it. Renting sucks. Come talk to us and we'll just have like a big old party. It'll be a great time. Stay tuned for details on that. Don't you love how I just come up with ideas on live streams and then I commit us
Love
to it
it.
without asking? Isn't
Yeah.
that funny? All right, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you Friday where we talk about what happens if you lie on a mortgage
It's going to be a
application.
good one. Tune in
Join
for the
us. Let's hear
drama.
our horror stories. Won't this be fun? We get to share our horror stories without, breaching any confidentiality. It's going to be great. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you again, Amber. Really appreciate you.